My stepdaughter bullied my daughter relentlessly throughout high school, and now my husband is mad that I refused to give her a cash gift after graduating. I have one daughter, 18. Her father left us when I was pregnant with her. I own a small company in interior design, and it's very successful in my country. I make a perfect living. I met my husband, 55, about 8 years ago. He moved in with me 7 years ago, and we married 2 years ago in a private ceremony. My husband has 2 children from a previous marriage. My stepchildren hated me and my daughter at the beginning of the relationship. When my husband asked them how they feel about him moving with me, they both initially hated the idea and told him that if he did it, they would just stay permanently with their mother. After a while, my husband moved in anyway and said they were welcome should they change their mind. They did. After seeing the big house with the pool and all the great accommodations, the boys started liking us gradually, and we're on great terms now. The daughter, not so much. She was horrible to me and my daughter, and one day, when I heard her making fun of my daughter's weight and looking at her face. I was livid. I suffered growing up because of bullying, so I knew how dangerous that was. I knew how my daughter must have felt, so I told my husband that my stepdaughter was never allowed to live in my house again. My stepdaughter tried to apologize, and she was sobbing, but I didn't budge. I had too long of an experience with bullies that I knew it just got worse when they got confronted and had to apologize, and I wasn't going to take the risk. So, she moved permanently with her mother. She still bullied my daughter in school. They didn't go to the same high school, but my stepdaughter had friends in my daughter's class who did her bidding. I found out about all of this about a year ago. My daughter was embarrassed to tell us and thought she could manage her bullies. It broke my heart, and I felt so guilty that my baby didn't dare to confide in me. Uni is free in my country. Students often take loans and work part-time jobs while studying to make ends meet, but the education is free. When my stepson started uni, however, I gave him €100k so he didn't have to work or concentrate on his studies. Engineering. He was so grateful but told us he wasn't sure he could be trusted with a large sum, so my husband handled his money and made monthly payments. I am planning to do the same with my daughter. His stepdaughter graduated with great marks and started medical school this year. She asked her father about her €100k, and he came to ask me. I was confused because before I gifted my stepson, I asked my husband if I could do it because I wasn't planning on doing the same thing with my stepdaughter. He told me I could do what I wanted, and it wasn't weird because my stepson and I had a great relationship, and he always saw me as a second mom. He got furious and said my stepdaughter had changed a lot, but it wasn't true. Although she wasn't living with us anymore, she made sure to make our lives a living hell every time she visited and even got physical with me and my daughter. If she had started playing nice now, it would have been only because money was involved. I even told him that she called me that beach, and even on the phone, my number was saved under that beach. He is now furious with me. He hasn't talked to me in over a week. He's saying I'm using my money to control their lives and that he's heartbroken. He said that if I don't have enough money for both daughters, in that case, I can split my daughter's share between them since my daughter isn't even sure she wants to start college right away, and let's face it, she will likely never get into med school. His words. Maybe if I did it, my stepdaughter would be more grateful and be closer to my daughter. I don't know what to do. I feel like I don't owe my stepdaughter anything. My daughter and I have suffered enough because of her ways. She could still do like the rest of her peers. She works and takes loans and has a bright future ahead of her. There may be some truth in his words about me using my money as a reward and punishment. I am ashamed but still defiant. I should do what I want with my money. Update. I decided to try to confront my stepdaughter directly instead of communicating through my husband or via text, so I asked her around for tea. She accepted immediately, which was a first. She showed up last Sunday. I sat her and my husband down, and I just bluntly asked her why she should expect any financial help from me when she hated my guts. She got defensive and said she didn't ask me, she asked her dad. I told her that I knew she wasn't stupid and she well knew that stepson got his gift from me and not their father. She said, "What's the difference? You're married." I told her the difference is that my stepson treated me and my daughter as family while she always hated us and bullied her little stepsister even in high school. I asked her if she would give money to someone she knew hated her half of the amount she hated me and why then she expected me to do that. She started crying and apologizing. I told her I wasn't the one she should be apologizing to. I told her I wished her great success and happiness but wouldn't be helping her financially throughout her education. My husband was silent the whole time when she left. I told him never to compare our daughters again, making my daughter the inferior one just because she wasn't as academically successful as her stepsister. I trust my daughter, and I want her to be happy. So be it if she wants to study in a less prestigious school. Her happiness is the most important thing to me. And I didn't appreciate him dragging her and comparing her to others when nothing happened that had anything to do with her. He tried to apologize and told me he just wanted to help his daughter. I told him he could do that however he wanted, not at my daughter's expense. We have been civil to each other ever since, although he's cold towards me. Hopefully, he's just ashamed of this whole episode. I will give him some space because I need to think things over too.